What it's you, it's way out here, and yesterday was another winning trade. Just wanted to show you guys up front, what we're looking at. Yesterday I didn't get to record, so I figured I'd show you today what's going on. What went on yesterday, alright? So, trade went exactly what I've told you always happens every single time. For the most part, again, there are losses. There are always going to be losses, no matter who's coming onto this video. You're going to lose in the stock market. Entry times can be wrong. Almost anything can be wrong. The only thing I can say is to follow your rules. That's what I've learned more than anything. Just follow your damn rules. Don't go against your rules, because it will bite you in the ass. If not every single time, almost every single time. It's not easy. This stuff is not easy at all. But what I did yesterday, I'm going to show you guys outline by outline, so you guys can, this is entertainment, obviously. But if you wanted to, play around or whatever, just have fun, you can go on here and check this and do what I do. You know what I mean? If you want to. But again, entertainment, don't use your real money or anything, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, so we're gonna go to the day. So what I did yesterday, this was, let's see, it would be August 7th, which is my birthday. All right, so what I did is, let's see. So today is right here. This is the 8th, this is the 7th. So yesterday I went to the 6th, because obviously 2 days ago would have been the 5th. So what I did is I put my high, I put my low, which was right, oops, hold up, un momento. I put my low, which is up right here, all right? So that told me the previous days, oh, did that wrong. Sorry about that, guys. The 5th would have been, right, I'd be confusing myself with my own damn days right now. 7th, 6th, 5th, okay, so yeah, this was yesterday's trading day, so it would have been the 7th, so it would have been the 6th. So sorry about that, I did that right the first time. So the 6th is what we were looking at today. All right, and then what I did is again, 9:30 a.m. I can pull a whole video for you guys outlining exactly what to do step by step. What platforms to use, what times to enter onto, what times. But that's the easiest part. Come on, at 9:30 a.m. That's what I do every single week, every single day. 9:30. I mean, right now it's like 8 a.m. But I figured I could, show you guys what I do before I make another video later, showing you hopefully a win. Let's pray. But all right, so let's see. We're gonna go back to yesterday, which was again the 7th, and we're gonna check out the time. Okay. So what do? We put it on the 15-minute time frame, because that is the time frame I use. You could use higher time frames if you want, but just remember the higher time frames hold higher power. So we go to the 15-minute right here, and we go to 9:30, which is right here. So this is a 15-minute candlestick. What is a candlestick again? Candlestick is like telling you what's happening in that 15-minute time frame. So from 9:30 to 9:45, this is what's happening, okay? So it's going all the way up here, touching a high point up here, and coming all the way down here, touching a low point down here, which is great, right? That's what we want to see. We want to see the lower and the higher. And I think yesterday was, I checked it a little bit past 15. I think I did like a 17-minute one, because again, the higher time frames hold higher power, and I like to see, especially when it's kind of wonky like that, it's very volatile. I like to just make sure everything is good, confluence. So there's the high, there's the low. You already set those things, and make sure to show you one more time. Oops, if I don't hit this thing 45 times here. This is the 9:30 a.m. as you guys can see. So with the high and the low, high, low. Move this up a little bit. So what we want to see, right, is, and this is where people will get confused, this is where I get confused a lot of the time, right? This is something I see the market doing almost like all the time. It happens all the time. It doesn't happen every day, but it does happen, quite frequently. Is it comes down, right, at 9:30, comes, boom, grabs liquidity, right, sorry, where is it? Right down here, right? And people immediately would have been like, okay, well, it's heading down for the day immediately just because it flew down a little bit upon open, right? Comes up all the way up here, does a complete 360, comes down here, right, at 9:40. But as you can see at 9:45, this is where people would really be thinking, oh wow, it's gonna be hauling down. We are down, we are below the wick. But what do I teach you guys each week, right? Each day. This is not closed out beyond, this is not closed out below that low of the wick on the 15-minute candle. So what does that mean? We do not enter. That's what that means. We don't enter because there's nothing to enter on. Why are we entering? Just because it has a little bit of liquidity grab or whatever it is doing, right? It could have been easily just faking and stopping people out, which it did, right? So if most people saw that it was coming below this, right, they would have been like, holy crap, like I'm going in, I'm gonna get the money, right? And what would happen? Boom, they would have met out immediately. I'm talking like, it was a pretty fast one, obviously, because this is 9:50 to 9:55. They would have been holding on. They would have gotten stomped out. And look, this is why I told you to really watch that second candle always. That's something I really wish I added in the first video. So I'm gonna make a new one here pretty shortly. Just getting into the video thing with the stock, so bear with me on that. But as you guys can see right here, right, it closed out above this wick. right? So me, right, I'm sitting here, I'm getting confirmation that it potentially, not going, potentially is going to be moving upwards, right? Because it closed it closed above the high wick on the 15-minute candle. That normally tells me something. Like if we see a second candle of it moving upwards, we're in a really, really good spot, right? But it did not, right? So it comes up here. I was waiting. This was at 10 a.m. yesterday, right? I was waiting to see that 10:05 candle because I wanted to see if it was just going up to grab more liquidity right here, or if it was going to fake everyone out like I thought it was going to because of the way it moved down this morning. Because sometimes what it will do is it will move down into the direction it wants to go in, and then it will move all the way back upwards again just to get people confused, and then stomp them right back down to the direction they want to go in, right? So if let's just say, for example, at 9:30 a.m., if it stomps to the ground and then all of a sudden it starts hauling up out of nowhere, it's normally going to go grab liquidity on the top side and move all the way down at the end of the day, right? Well, not the end of the day, but midday, 10, 10:30, 11, etc., right? So I waited, I saw the second candle heading downwards right here. I then entered. And this is more something you probably shouldn't have done. You guys should probably be a little bit smarter than me with this kind of thing. But I kind of just had a feeling, like a really good feeling of where it was going. Again, don't go based off your feelings. Go based off on logic. Don't listen to me. I just went based off of my experience of what I do have for experience, and I entered right here because I knew in my head, I think this is not making sense. It's not going to continue heading upwards. So I ended up getting in right here, right? And I rode it all the way down. I made some good money yesterday, right? But I'm telling you guys right now that if you had seen right here, right, I had a stop loss up here, right? It didn't come up above the stop loss clearly, right? But for a lot of people, that would have been scary, right? So if you had entered right here, right, and you saw all your money being made, and all of a sudden it starts going up and grabbing liquidity up here like it did, right? Or, just kind of like flying up, you're gonna be down -400, -5, whatever it is. Like, I don't know the exact number. But I'm saying in general, you would have been down, right? And it would scare the crap out of you, right? So I'll tell people is just wait for that second candlestick confirmation from the 5-minute. Just see where the stock's going. If it moves up here, and that's honestly a better place to grab it than it would have been if you had got it right here, right? So if you had bought in for a sell, which a sell is a put, and a put is meaning the market's going to be moving down. So it's you thinking that the market's going downwards, and if it's going upwards, we're going in for a call, right? So if you had waited for a put rather than right here on this line, right, but up here, you would have made even more money. And you would have been more confident because your stop loss could have been a little bit more up here, rather than just right here, right? Because then if it goes up here, you pretty much know that, it's probably gonna end up going more up. So again, you're not always gonna win, but if you would win it right here, like I told you guys in that second candle, when you saw that confirmation, right? When you saw, okay, well, it comes up here and it's starting to head right back down again, you could have won it even again, like right there, right here, and then wrote it down, boom. And then obviously, as you guys can see, right, on that 15-minute candlestick, which was, let's see, the 9:45 ended up being, it was right. If I remember right, it was like the line was like right there because we just did the line clearly. And if you had seen that it closed out completely underneath that 15-minute candlestick and it already had closed down the top side, we're definitely moving downwards, right? So even if you had waited, right, if you waited all that time, you wanted pure confirmation, you wanted the confluences, you wanted everything to look good, right? You could have won them right here on that 15-minute close, right? Sorry, yeah, the 15-minute close. That 5-minute close underneath the 15-minute candlestick wick, low of the wick. You could have won it right there if you wanted to, right? And then, because especially if you knew it was pushing right through it, and then we waited, you had a stop loss up here somewhere, and you would have still, you still would have been banking, bro. You still would have made some serious money. Boom, boom, as we can see, boom. And by 12:40 yesterday, it was my birthday. I did not want to be around that long. I ain't gonna cap you guys. I did not want to be in the market that long yesterday, but this is what I'm saying though, is that this candlestick pattern that I showed you guys, right, the 15-minute orb, it continuously does its job. It continuously works. I'm not saying it's gonna work every single time. Again, there's a lot of error points. There's a lot of things that can go wrong in the market. It's going to happen. Don't think that you're gonna be a guru first day you walk in here, because again, there's a lot that goes into it, and a lot of it is psychology, because like during this time right here, you would have had to hold your trade. You know what I mean? If you went right here, maybe not so much, right? Because it's so volatile that your trade happens like that, right? For the people that are in this, just beginning, it's hard. It's hard when you're sitting there from 10:45 in the morning all the way until 12 o'clock, and you're sitting there like, oh, is my trade gonna work? Is it not gonna work? That's why I tell people, it's like, just be patient with it. And like sometimes if you just put your stop loss until your take profit, even if it's maybe a 500 take profit at 250 stop loss, whatever it is that yours. I mean, that I wouldn't recommend going that small for stop loss, clearly, for obvious reasons, but you know, especially in the NASDAQ. If you want to go like the ES, I guess that's a little bit better, right? But still, even then, I think my stop loss, it depends on what trade I'm taking, but it could be 750 and it could be 1200, and I'm looking for the higher highs, you know what I mean? And sometimes, like I told you guys, if I see $1,000 profit, I'm out. I don't even care. And that's something I could work on too. Obviously, I could work on a lot of things, which I'm still working on. That's the beauty of it, right? Is we're not looking to be experts in 1 week. We're not looking to be experts in 5 months. It takes years. You know, when you continue to build up this pattern I'm showing you guys, you know, it's for entertainment purposes, you know, and you want to become the best entertainer like me, right? You'll be able to come on here and make some damn moolah, some money, you know, and like you'll be able to retire your family. I promise you, if you just continue to go, I'm not going to give up. I'm never giving up on this because I see the results, you know, I see what's going to happen. I see, you know, if you continue to put the work in for months upon months upon months, you can become something, man. You really can. You don't have to answer to nobody. You don't have to do anything. You just have to be knowledgeable. And you have to be able to hold your psychology down and know that, hey, like if I hold this trade, you know, one of two things are going to happen. I'm either going to blow it or I'm not. And you know, if you're not, you're going to make some serious money, right? Especially if it's going in your favor, right? Because like even yesterday, I mean, if we look at it, let's just see, you could have seen, let's just say for example, right? If you, I'm trying to look at it right here. So like if you had entered like it down here somewhere, right? And you know, you still would have made serious bank. But like, it just depends on the trade, like on the trading day. This one didn't even have it. I was gonna show you guys. I'll have to show you another one. But either way, you know, like it's gonna take time. But once you get into this, man, you get the hang of everything. It's just gonna start looking more and more beautiful. You know, once that's set up, once you realize where to enter, and you know entry points, and everything starts to click. You know, and that's when everything's gonna be like, wow, like this entertainment crap's really paying off, right? Like I'm having such a blast, so much fun. So just make sure to smash that like button. Make sure to hit that notification bell and subscribe so you don't miss out on this content. I'm not asking you guys for any money. I'm not asking you guys for anything. I'm just gonna try to grow this channel as much as I possibly can. You know, and eventually if we want to get a Discord going where, you know, we, you know, give entry points, whatever, I might do that at some point in the future, but I don't really want to do it right now. We'll think about it. We'll see what happens. So yeah, make sure to hit that subscribe, notification bell, follow me on Instagram, out_Terrio, and then yeah, that's about it. And follow my other channel if you want to, you know, hear more about God, hear more about, you know, everything I like to talk about. So I'll see you guys in the next video.